Hi. At this point, y'all, I think I just should be like a show person for everyone's beautiful home. If y'all got any like Airbnbs or new properties you want me to showcase, holler at me or reach out at me, okay? I was in Fort Wayne, Stanton area for a little bit, so we're gonna bring it back to Rosebank side. Yeah, these are some of the most beautiful developed areas throughout Joburg that the media out west don't show you, unfortunately. So I'm just showing you guys some more beautiful side of Africa that we never tend to see. So this is my place, pretty much where I'm staying while I'm here in Rosebank. This mirror is huge. This is so cute. All right, I turned off the light. It's a huge kitchen. Here goes the kitchen area. Fridge, dishwasher, oven, entertainment area. Super, super cute, simple. Look, my nickname, you guys. They already gave me some South African names. Palissa, which means flower, or in Bali. Here goes the outside. Y'all, I really love these shades that they have here. Where you can just roll them up or roll them down. Goes outside on the balcony. Y'all don't be putting in the comments yet while I be at certain places if you know where I'm at, right? We're just showcasing the spots. Or they don't name drop, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Here goes the bedroom. Super cute. Got a lot of room, a lot of cabinets, storage, extra space. And here goes the bathroom. A walk-in shower, toilets, and a bunch of space around the sink. Super cute, super nice. Well, I was seeing if she had an international plug somewhere in here, but if not, I already have me a South African charger as well. So I'm just getting settled in, and I'm gonna put some stuff up, and then I will tune in with you guys later. Hello. I said I should have took my GoPro, but I didn't, because I already recorded me at the zone one time. But I'm gonna go one day where I show you like how big like the zone is, where it's a bunch of like shops and restaurants and stuff here in Rosebank, and it's also connected right to the mall where there's like the grocery stores that I mentioned to you guys, where you can do all your shopping in one site. That I think is just absolutely amazing. So again, in general, you guys, I mostly just go for food. I know I'm slim, but I'm slim thick is what I like to tell people. Or I'm small, but I'm like a big girl at heart because I eat a lot. I don't know where it goes. A lot of people say since I was young, I was real active. I used to run track when I was like, middle school and real active. Again, I was the only girl coming up at the time, and then like my brothers and my older cousins were all guys, so they mostly were just running outside, or we'll play basketball with them, heck, even throw a football with them, not soccer football here that would be like along like the African continent, but like the American version of football where we tackle and like throw a football. So a little active, if y'all know what I mean. So, but yeah, that's why I think I'm small. So I'm definitely gonna take you guys along one day just to show you how big that shopping center here, as far as like the mall and like the zone that's connected to it. So I said I don't know. I don't like to like record certain conversations because like when you just meet a random person, I can meet any random person and just start like talking and having a good old convo with anybody. But I feel like sometimes when you pull out a camera, it kind of ruins it. So sometimes I don't record certain things like that. But in general, I get asked this a lot, so I guess I can speak on it. Or I get told this a lot, just meeting so many people along the African continent from all over, not just here in South Africa. But oftentimes whenever I meet like a lot of Africans in general, they're like, usually, not all, but just like very, very often when I say, hey, I'm from Mississippi, I'm from the States, deep down south, right? So they're like, really? And they're like, yeah. And then so often they'll be quick to say, oh, take me back to America with you. I want to go to America. America's great, da 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 da. So I'd be like, well, have you traveled anywhere else outside of like your home country, wherever you're based here along the continent? And they'd be like, no. I said, you haven't even like ventured to any other African countries. They'd be like, no. So I was like, well, what makes you so eager to go to America? Because in today's climate, it's funny that it's kind of like we're swapping places. A lot of Africans that I meet, they're quick to say, oh yeah, they want to go to America. But what's crazy is that a lot of Americans, or even a lot of people from like Europe and other countries, they're all keying in on the African continent, either coming here as far as like investment opportunities, you know, minerals, resources, so many property developments, not just here in South Africa, but even definitely when I saw that too while I was in Rwanda and several other countries, including Kenya as well, along like the entire African continent. So why do we oftentimes always hear like so many Africans that you get to go to America, but so many Americans are actually coming here in present day? So again, that goes back to the media. It's what they're quick to say whenever I ask, like, why specifically America? They're like, well, because on TV is this, on camera is this. I see all the TV stars and this, that, everything's great. So like I tell people, no matter where you go in life, whether if it's in the States or it's here in Africa or you're in Europe or wherever you are in life, every place will have like their pros and cons. Without question, we know some people could be like worse off and like a little bit better off. But again, there's some places in America that could be deemed like a third world country and people will be like oblivious to it. You get what I'm saying? So as far as like major problems that I hear people say in their home countries, these problems also exist in the United States as well. The benefit here, I would say along the African continent, you guys don't have to worry so much about like insane weather conditions like we would in the States. For example, I'm gonna start dropping a few pictures too on this video. Back in the States, I'm from the South, so I'm very fortunate where my grandparents grew up along the Delta, not too far. They're from the Delta originally, but we grew up a little bit outside of the Delta region of Mississippi. So we never experienced any like crazy weather patterns or got very, very close to tornadoes, but never hit to where I'm actually from, right? It's like a safe haven, thank God. But down south in general, along the southern states, we have a lot of tornadoes, especially when it's tornado season. So you guys really don't have that here along the continent. Or especially if you live somewhere like in Florida along the U.S., you have hurricanes and hurricane seasons. Recently, if you guys aren't aware, current day, in California, just to guys show you how drastic the climate can be along the state. So we have the West Coast, which is like California, and then we have the East Coast, which is like New York, right? Approximately at just about the same time, a few days ago, right? Along the West Coast in California, they experienced these major wildfires that took out many celebrities, you know, properties, homes, and regular people, and pretty much destroyed like tens of thousands of homes, you know. And we know these areas are already, if you know, you should know better not to build in like fire or hurricane prone areas throughout the US, but people continuously do it anyway. And then something like that happens, like fires in California or hurricanes in Florida, right? But people still do it. So what happened recently, so those major wildfires, I'm going to show you guys just like a few photos of how bad it is. It honestly looked like a scene out of a movie of Hollywood, you know. And it's crazy that the fires also ripped through all that area, even including where Kamala Harris's home is, and her home was almost burglarized as well in California. If you guys don't know, that's like the vice president that tried to run for, you know, office again. So so many people were affected. And the Santa Ana winds that pretty much blows off the coast of California down through the hills. California is extremely dry state. And sometimes let's say if you're smoking a cigarette and you're a little careless, and if you take the bud and just throw it, you can't really do that so often in states like California, because when you do that, since it's so dry and they're prone to fires already, and then you have like their climate as far as the weather like now, when it comes to like the Santa Ana winds, they pick up wildfires like this and it helps it grow. So sometimes it can be that, and of course we saw other things play a role, whether if it could have been something intentional and so forth. I'm not going to get into all of that. And what makes matters worse as far as like leadership, When the firefighters went to go to the fire hydrants to try to obtain water to try to put out some of these fires, they were pretty much dry. They didn't have any water, and that would pretty much made it worse. And then the fires continued to grow and just rip through all that part of California, you know, as far as failed leadership as to why there wasn't a sufficient amount of water in that region of California to begin with, to the point where even firefighters didn't even have access to water to help put out the fires at the time, right? So one, you have a lot of crazy weather patterns that you don't have to deal with. Two, we also have crime. They come out with statistics as well, as far as like the 10 most dangerous cities, states throughout the entire United States that you guys may not hear about. Another thing when it comes to like domestic violence or SA, you know, assaults, if you guys know what I mean, the word that rhymes with grape, you do have areas throughout the US where that's more prone as far as like statistics and stuff as well. Recently as well, when it comes to homelessness or people struggling everyday life to just make ends meet, that's a big thing in the US as well, you guys. For example, 6 of the biggest landlord companies were recently just sued by the Department of Justice due to purposely of them collaborating with each other to keep all the prices of rent inflated, and not compete with each other. So they worked with each other, not in the best interest of the people, and therefore kept like rent prices inflated, which pretty much made a lot of people homeless or couldn't afford rent, or people who are like already making like paycheck to paycheck, just to make ends meet in everyday life. So you have a lot of people too, that are struggling as well in the US, but you just may not hear about it. And so there are some issues, you just may not pretty much, you know, hear about it on a larger scale. So I thought I just should mention that, because we get asked that very, very often from us to be coming, when we're coming from the US, and people think, oh, it's just perfect, it's paradise. And it pretty much could be a lot going on that you just pretty much could be oblivious to, you know what I mean? Also, another big thing, another major problem that I think everyone is aware about in the US, like I know here in South Africa, you guys have the issue too, as far as like voicing concerns regarding like illegal immigration. Well, you know, in the US, you also have the United States and the Mexican border that's right there. So that would be a lot of people coming from Latin countries like, you know, Honduras, Venezuela, even some people from like China and some like Middle Eastern nations as well also use the Mexican border as their means to get into the US. Some also come through illegally, so it's not just people in Mexico, it's people from other countries as well. So, and I think you guys already know Trump will be taking office, and that's one of the main thing on his hit list to take care of when he steps into office this coming inauguration, as far as like illegal immigration concerns. So I thought I just should let you guys know that, you know, for so many people that ask me that in general. So yeah, let me guys know what you think, and if you got any suggestions, any topics, if you want to add feedback, what country you're tuned in, you as a person, what type of things do you want to see, as far as like to actually just help everyday people more so, not just like your, you know, elite class, as far as things that you just want to see taken care of, you know. So I'm gonna close out the vlog here. And like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000, y'all. So again, I know some people are like, she should post every day. No, I don't post every day. Maybe like every 48 to 72 hours, you know. So yeah, I'll tune in with you guys next time. Bye.